You guys got to understand the difference between loving women and predatory women. Loving women avoid the spotlight. Okay. They just want a nice place with their kids and their husband, and then to be left alone by all the aggressive people. You know, like all the hot women on the westerns. You know, they're always this good woman out there on the, be it Clay Basket, or be it whoever. It's just the good homes, Ellie's aunt, good homesteader girl, wants to get her home, raise her kids to be faithful. There is a village hidden deep in the valley. Okay, that's a faithful, loving woman. A predatory woman, she never gets enough attention. She can never her wants are never. She's always looking for something to reestablish her legacy and make it even greater. Okay, her kids are going to be the greatest of all time. Her legacy is going to be the greatest of all time. That's a predatory woman. Okay. Kentucky woman, she shine with her own kind of light. That's the kind you want. Right? She looks at you once in a day, it's so wrong, but you want that loving woman. Okay. The one that just wants to do right by people. That will do things more homeopathic than sell drugs for you, Brelvy and shit like that, And I was talking to my Ray when I was doing the work in here. And I'm like, Ray, remember that? I just don't know if she remembers that time, but there was a time when I was having to donate blood to get enough gas money to go to the grocery store for the kids. Because no one in town would hire me because of me standing up to the military and the military corruption. And a guy for the military literally talked to me and said, you want to meet Denzel Washington and Edward Norton on these training day and these American History X movies? They play you in a movie and they suck at it. You're way better than they are. And I didn't conceive it. I was like, but I didn't get into those kind of violent situations. No, they never happened. The biker backed down. The Klan didn't show up. They thought better of it. They could feel their future, and it was, a grave is filled with slides, but if a sleeping man could hear, darling, would I hear your footsteps up there? That's what they saw for themselves, was Boot Hill, right? And Earl Holliman and Anthony Quinn against Kirk Douglas, and Kirk Douglas was never me, but that's just somebody pretending to be somebody like me in a movie, but not even coming close. They can't even do it in the greatest story ever told, The Passion of Christ, Samson and Delilah. The Ten Commandments. They can't even come close to what it's really like, and what we're really about, and what we really do. All right, they're not even in the room, and so I'm sitting there and going, Natalie, you want to meet Lady Gaga and Tyler Swift and all these girls that sing sell drugs and Ubrelvy and shit on TV? They're not even good enough to get in the same room with you, Kentucky woman. You're the type of person that believes in the Messiah. Protects his son from people that try to abuse him because he's trying to protect her the best he can. Like he's like trying to be like his dad. And so, Noah couldn't protect Natalie the way that me and Noah Patrick protect Natalie, because Noah's her brother. Oh, he's not supposed to, he's supposed to, like in the Bible with Lot and Abram, supposed to find men that will accept the faith of the glory of God and go outside the family tree, because you just kind of keep it in the family tree, you become paranoid, schizophrenic, and you develop defective genes in the gene pool. Everybody know that, It's a witch. Oh, some just walked to you become crazy and paranoid and schizophrenic. Like the royal families of everywhere. And the Roosevelts and the so-ons and the so forth and so on, so forth. And they can be physically desirable, but they're psychopathic and schizophrenic, like the royal families of Egypt and things like that. So, because they're always constantly trying to kill each other and constantly trying to be the legacy of the gods. Okay, like Alexander the Great and all the rest of those wackadoodles, right? And so when you guys hear, I get conversations from people, talk to some of the kids at the university, and the cornerbacks, one thing that pisses me off about this new wave of video games that EA is making is all the white shut down corners. and the black kickers. Okay. Just through genetics over thousands of years of relativity, most white guys are better kickers. Most. Okay. And most black guys are better shutdown corners. Hey, you can't genetically, if you try to genetically engineer white people like me in a lab, it'll come out very, very wrong. Okay? They'll have the same mentality, okay, as Freddie, the guy that used to, the ants my feet that Kai Kugler tells the stories about at New Mexico State University, the cornerback that would sneak up on everybody and tell him he was going to kill him, and he was nuts. And then finally, they were going to win the Missouri Valley Conference title against Drake. He had to come in at the last play, and the guy went right past him. They threw a touchdown for it, and he's standing there going like this. And the coach is coming to what? The ants got my feet stuck to the turf, coach, stuck to the ground. He was high on drugs. Okay? And that happens with a lot of aggressive people through inbred tribalism. Okay? Like people in trailer parks that become the crack dealers and the meth labs. Okay? They're similar genetically because of sequencing through violent sexual tribalism. Okay? So you have people asking me stuff, and I was talking to some of the cornerbacks I talked to at the store, and I said, no, it makes me mad. I'm like 1 in a million. Okay, since they've allowed black people in the NFL, how many dominant shutdown corners in the history of the NFL have been white? Okay, if I had played, there'd been 1. Okay, do you understand? And he only played for about 4 years, got his money, went up to northern Arizona or western New Mexico, wherever he played ball, taught people to, go in there, teach people to do it right, spend 4 years doing that, then spend the rest of your time gardening with your wife and your kids and your grandkids, and making love and watching the moonlight over Wall Lake. Banana, we're almost drowned. Banana, banana, na, 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 na. Right. And so, banana, banana. And so, these people that are famous, it's tangible that they might show up and recognize the Messiah and stand for the beauty of the Lord's Prayer with him without fear and with faithful love and kindness and caring and the courage of me and Selassie and Krishnamurti and Suzuki and others like me before me, and many more that aren't going to have to do what the others before did in the future, because it's been done for them by the people that had unwavering faith, like myself. Okay, so people that are selfish and predatory want to be praised and want credit. Okay? And the only way you can praise somebody is for being humble, faithful, courageous, and loving. You can only have courage through loving kindness and care, So the 2 little guys, young men that I was talking to, so one guy was shorter than me. And it made me think of a time when I was talking to Benjamin Bradley and Dante Coleman, Danye Coleman, Danye, darn it, Danye, I'm screwing up your name. Danye Coleman, yeah, okay, from Cali. Okay, but so Danye Coleman, Benjamin's from Florida. And but they were sitting there, and I was saying at one game where it was when Tony Samuel was coach, And I said, he came and sat down, they sit there and they said, the young man, I forgot his name, that plays for the Green Bay Packers. I said, no, it was a different guy. Okay. It was Cameron Wright, got injured, and he was doing a good job against 6'2", 200-pound all-conference Billy Sampe, NFL talent. Okay. And he got hurt. And they had to bring in the next on the depth chart to play corner. And they kept isolating Sampe against Spencer Moore, who was 5'9". And I kept watching him on that island. And I was like, so proud of the kid. It was like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, but Spencer Moore went out there, and I remember on the call-in show with Jack, everybody's talking about all this and that, but what about that freshman cornerback who came in, and how many times did they try to ISO Sampe on him? And they hand fought, he stood strong, they couldn't get the ball off in time to get the ball to Sampe. Because this little 5'9", third-string cornerback, I was so proud of Spencer Moore. He went out there and he did it, And that's hard. The hardest position on all of football to me is cornerback, not quarterback. Quarterback, you can improv. You got everybody trying to protect you from getting knocked on your ass. And cornerback, you are out there on an island all by yourself. And if you get beat, everybody knows it. And if you don't get beat, if you get the interception, it's very rare. Oh, good job. But then when you get, oh, he just got beat by a good drum. Oh, he got beat. So it's very hard to play. And if you're really good, no one even notices you because no one ever throws to that side of the field. And people that watch sports are too dumb to figure it out. Do you understand? It's true. And so what I told the two young men who I really enjoyed at Walmart the other day, the one young man that was mulatto, we made eye contact, and there was a emotion. You know, my children are mulatto. You know, this guy loves us. He could feel it. I said, well, you know, most people want to talk about what's probable, and they don't want to talk about what's tangible. Okay, let's talk about what's tangible. What's tangible is people can show up and do it, and that's where we're going to rest our hopes. What's probable is that I'm most likely going to have to be the focal point of technology changing to reflect the wisdom of the faith and wisdom of David and Solomon, and then having to do extreme measures through covert operations, through technological, what they perceive as advances. It's not advances, it's just better ways to grab a bag of silver and run to a tree and throw a rope over a tree and kill yourself because you can't stand up for the Lord's Prayer because you lost your faith. And so that's probably what's more probable. And I don't want to talk about what's probable. I'd rather talk about what's tangible. You know, people can show up and say, hey, let's live the Lord's Prayer. Tangible to me right now is more important than probable, because probable right now to me, with what Rockefeller and the other brain chemical addicts set up, is sick. And a competition problem is the same as a gambling problem, because money's not real. Okay, guys, I love you very much. Let's go load this up. I got chores to finish and do. You got standing up for the Lord's Prayer to do. You get to work faster than me because I'm just doing economic cosmetic surgery on a place for people to get together and feel the love of the Lord's Prayer, whether they know it or not. All right, peace out.